You're watching Journal Party Live, and tonight we're going to be jamming through 10 prompts about trust.
Party live, let's groove and vibe. Come on now, hands on fire, thoughts taking flight. Together we shine, words intertwine. Get funky. Journal Party Live, it's journaling time.
What's up, party people? It's your boy Alex Gallner here, getting ready to lead us through another fine journal jam sesh. A little guided journaling on a Wednesday night to get us through the hump. If you're just showing up here, say what's up in the chat. Let me know who's here, and we'll give everybody a few minutes to trickle in. Here we go. All right, people showing up. What's up, Darlene? Ready to party. Glad to have you this week. Kimberly, I believe weren't you our winner last week? Yeah. Hopefully you'll get your prize soon in the mail. I know we shipped that out to you. And then our other winner. What's up, Ruth? Ruth from Dallas. Yeah, there were we did some giveaways last week. We'll see if we have time to do one today. Tammy, hello. Welcome, Tammy. Joining us on the YouTubes. Also on the YouTubes, Sean Pence from Indiana. What's up, Sean? Got Catherine in the house. Oh, you got the pens today. Nice. Let me know how they are. I actually ordered some myself. I got the sweet treats ones. That I haven't busted them open yet because I want to make a little video with them. All right, Kim says hers due to arrive tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah, let me know how everything shows up. What's up, June? Good to see you. Got Leah in the house from Houston. Here and ready from Oregon. I like the lo-fi tunes. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to try to mellow it out a little bit tonight. For sure. Simply Callie. Hello, everyone. First timer here? Awesome. We'll give you the rundown in just a minute. Mary's ready for a journal escapade. Sweet. Awesome. We got the Mary H. also here. All right. What's up, Lori? What's up, Keena? From Asheville. Oh, nice. Asheville's gorgeous. Gotta make it out there. I used to go to camp around there. I went to Camp Highlander in, I believe it was Horseshoe. But we used to always fly into Asheville. Good to see you too, June. All right. Loving the music. Good deal. All right. So, speaking of the music, let me make sure that we got our playlist queued up here. All right. So, give everybody a couple more minutes to check in. But for you first timers, let me give you the rundown of what's going on. On the screen here, you'll see a little screen share of the guided journaling platform that is Journal Party. The Journal Party app, it is available on mobile and desktop. So if you don't have it, you can actually scan the QR code that I just put up there, and that should take you to whatever platform you're on. If you have iPhone or an Android. We have that available in both the Apple App Store and Google Play. And you can also just go to app.journalparty.com if you want to pull it up in your browser, if you're just hanging out at your desk or whatever. But anyways, this is a guided journaling platform. You don't need the app tonight because I'm going to be streaming it for you. And you'll see here, we have all these really great programs. And typically what we do on Journal Party Live is we like to debut our newest premium programs. And so tonight, we're going to be working through 10 prompts, 3 minutes per prompt, about trust. So we're going to explore the essence of trust and how it shapes our connections. I was thinking a little bit about this lately, and I was actually thinking about how I'm doing a lot of work to expand Journal Party at the moment. And, at a certain point, you kind of hit a wall or a limit as far as like what you can do by yourself. But finding people to help you out is challenging for me because I got trust issues. I want to make sure everything's done the right way. And, I've encountered this before in businesses past. And really, the only way to get over that and actually be able to grow and multiply is to finally give your trust to other people. And I know that, trust can come, can show up in your life in other capacities. And, the other thing here is that I know for some people, trust is a deeper issue. Mary here is indicating that as well. And so I want to say, if tonight gets, challenging for you, if it brings up any trauma or anything like that, I'm not a mental health expert. So while I can, give you insights based off of my journaling experience here, and others from the tribe here can chime in on stuff. If there's ever anything that you're going through that is particularly difficult, it's good to have journaled it because then you have, you've written it down. But I would say definitely don't be shy about bringing things that are difficult to professionals that can help you. So with that said, a little bit of a disclaimer. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read the prompts off and kind of DJ in the background. And at the end, we'll all hang out and we'll share our insights and anything else that we want to talk about. As we all hang out, we're kind of getting to know each other. And so if there's anything you want to celebrate, anything that you need support in, please, share it with the group at the end, and, we can see what we can do for you. All right. So if everyone's ready, go ahead and open up that journal, and I'm going to count us down, and let's get this party started. It's 8 after, so time to get rocking. All right, first prompt of the evening. Feeling trusted. Describe a moment when you felt completely trusted by someone. How did it make you feel? Placing trust. Write about a time you placed your trust in someone. What was the outcome? Broken trust. Reflect on a situation where your trust was broken. How did you handle it? Deep trust. Think of someone you trust deeply. What qualities do they possess that earn your trust? Trustworthy signs. How do you determine if someone is trustworthy? What signs do you look for? Self trust. Write about an experience where trusting yourself led to a positive outcome. Trust struggles. Have you ever struggled to trust someone? What were the reasons behind it? Trust in relationships. This is going to be a good one. How does trust impact your relationships with others? Rebuilding trust. Reflect on a time when you had to rebuild trust with someone. What steps did you take? trust and confidence. What role does trust play in your own self-confidence and decision making? Woohoo! All right. We did it. 10 prompts on trust. Nice work, party people. So, for all the newbies in the house, this is typically where we put down our pens, take a quick look at what we've just written in our journals, and see if we have emerged with anything that we want to share with the community here. Oftentimes, when we go deep into our journals and when we do this self-reflection exercise, we come out a little bit wiser, having witnessed what's been going on in our heads, and also having just brought yourself to the present. I mean, even though we write often about what's happened in our past or what we want to happen in the future, um, when you're journaling, you can't help but to find yourself in the present moment as the ink meets the page. And so I think it's a really powerful practice here, and I'm really excited to share it with you all. And so, if you don't mind, please feel free to share any insights that you want inside of the chat. I'm also going to drop another song here. I'm going to drop a link if anybody wants to hop on into a video chat scenario. Otherwise, feel free to just type in any insights or anything else you want to share. It doesn't even have to be an insight. Sometimes it's just fun to say what's up or what's going on. Be silly. Do whatever you want here. It's your party too. All right, let me get the link out to everybody. Cool. All right. So, Darlene's Place. So many good insights that happened tonight for me. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Messing around with the video here. I don't trust myself not to mess up the live stream sometimes, but I think we're doing all right. I see everyone liked the music tonight, which was good. I felt like the last one was maybe a little too aggressive for us, so I decided to bring it back. I just don't want it to be too elevatory, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't have it be too distracting because, you know, the music is background. It's not center stage. All right. So anyway, I had a couple insights emerge here. I'm curious what you all thought about the one that was, how do you determine if someone is trustworthy? And for me, I, initially I thought, well, you look at someone's track record, you look at the behavior that you've witnessed, not just the things that they've said to determine if they're trustworthy. But what do you do if you're unaware of their behavior? You're unaware of their previous actions, their track record. So I did a little bit of writing around this. I mean, I guess, to some degree you kind of have to trust your gut, but what does your gut pick up on? I mean, I think, maybe some shifty behavior, if somebody's like really over promising the world, I mean, that's usually a red flag to me. But I think like ultimately what I kind of distilled it down to on the page here was that I think what I'm looking for is like hints of humility. I think we've talked about humility here before, probably. And it's kind of like a subtle thing to try to pick up on somebody, unless, they're being modest and, because you're complimenting them or something. But even that, can be an indicator, right? Because false modesty, false humility is also not where it's at in terms of, wanting to trust somebody. I think, perhaps some of our intuition is, I guess, our ability to just tap into the truth of any given situation. And I think, that's kind of what trust is about, right? Is figuring out, what you believe to be the truth of any given situation, and then making, decisions accordingly. So it was an interesting question for me to chew on there. I actually had some fun with that one. Let me see what you all are saying. Oh, wow. We got some... Kimberly says, as long as it's not 70s porn music, we're okay. Yeah, some of these tracks get kind of close to it. Not that I've had a whole lot of experience with 70s porn, but the idea of it, I can get what you're saying. Simply Callie says, honestly, a tough one. Trust is such a deep topic that it requires a lot of reflection. Yeah. Well, and on that note, if you're ever feeling like you got more in the tank on some of these questions, that's one of the benefits of having the app, is that you can kind of go, you can actually go back and there's player controls on all these prompts. So if you need to take a little bit more time, that's easy to do, and you can kind of skip around. I think while I guide this experience for us here, the intention with that is to, or with the app rather, is to be able to really make this an a la carte sort of experience. Every one of us is going through different things in our lives, and sometimes when you sit down at your journal, without some sort of prompting or some help, the words don't necessarily flow. And even sometimes when you do prompt yourself, the words don't flow. In those situations, I tend to just start writing the question. I mean, you'll see at the bottom, that's kind of our mantra here, is just start writing. But, I think once you actually, put the pen in motion, things start to come up. But even so, sometimes like I'll, just be musing, with myself here on the page, and not really, finding anything of substance that's coming out of the prompt. And I want everyone to know that that's totally okay. I think that, just even creating space for yourself to explore what's going on inside is really important. But also the flip side of that is the brain is a really powerful, kind of like a machine. And if you give it a task, you ask it a question, you give it a prompt, even if it doesn't immediately render an answer that's satisfactory to you. Oftentimes, and I'm just speaking off of my own experience here, is I'll often find that insight later in the day, later in the week, at the most random times. So, don't get discouraged if you have any difficulty with these prompts. I think that ultimately the intention of exploring these things, I think, can create momentum, even if it can be a little slow in terms of bringing about some insights for you. So June says, integrity, are they who they say they are? I Google them. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's totally this day and age, you gotta Google everybody. It's funny, when I was it's been a long time. I've been with Girl Alex for almost 7 years now. But when I was back in like my dating days, I used to kind of joke. It's like, here's my information. Stalk me, because I don't know, I got nothing to hide really. So that's probably a good indicator of if somebody's trustworthy. Trust this guy. But no, if somebody isn't trying to hide things, that's a good indicator. But yeah, if they are who they say they are, right? Does the talk match the walk? So something to look out for. Darlene realized that I'm the only one that others trust, and that I make that happen because of my need to control my space and what happens, and that's not a bad thing. Well, it's definitely not a bad thing if people find you trustworthy. I mean, that I at least by my own processes here, I would say that it's probably likely that you have a really good track record for being a trustworthy person. So, if your actions are in alignment with how you at least attempt to present yourself, I think that's probably why. So it's interesting what you were saying about making that happen because of your need to control your space and what happens. That's that's interesting, because I think not necessarily a bad thing to have the desire or the intent to have domain, right? To be in control over yourself and your surroundings. That said, as a self-professed control freak over here, one of the greatest bits of work in my life has been just being willing to let that go, being willing to let go of the wanting the control. And the irony is like, when you do that, it like, just God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has a funny way of actually giving you that control that you were wanting for. So just sharing my experience with that. Let's see. June Collins, overpromising for sure. You can earn 100K a month. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I'm a marketer by trade. So outside of Journal Party, I do a lot of marketing consulting work, and a lot of what I learned was from people that were just promising the world like that. I mean, in terms of a lot of what I've learned, I've learned not to trust those grandiose promises. That's not to say those things aren't possible, though. And I think that's kind of, one of the things that kind of sucks about, people who overpromise things, because the outcomes that they're likely sharing with you it's not like they're impossible. And however, if they completely erode your trust, you can lead yourself to believe that those sorts of outcomes aren't possible. And I was getting in trouble with that a lot earlier in my career, because I would try so many different things because of the promises that people were making. And if you keep running into adversity around those and just running into a truth that's different than what you've been promised, it's really easy to write off the outcome that you're desiring. And I think that for a while, I kind of just thought like success wasn't possible. like it was just like a lie that people were permeating, and I think or proliferating rather. And it took me a long time to break out of that. I mean, ultimately, it's just a lot of hard work, and eventually having that pay off. But you know, the yeah, I've definitely seen I've definitely seen my share of guru promises as somebody who's learned a lot of digital marketing. Mary, does anyone else feel like it's easier to trust others than themselves? I can forgive others if they screw up, but I always doubt myself. It's also easier to trust others who are wiser than myself. Yeah, I mean, wisdom's really great to look out for. I mean, that's, another one of those things that's like kind of amorphous and hard to, it's like hard to define. But you can usually tell when somebody's got their head screwed on straight and when they have some wisdom. And I just love being around people who can share little nuggets of wisdom. I mean, that's why one of my favorite things is this little thing we do at the end of these journal parties, is just getting to hear from all of you. I know that I'm no guru, and even though you all may not be, I know that you guys have some serious wisdom, just by virtue of being the kind of person that would show up to something like this. I know that you're willing to sit down and work on yourselves, and that means a lot to me, to be able to share that space with you all. As far as it being easier to trust others, I don't resonate with that one, because I have a hard time trusting other people. But yeah, I actually really trust myself, and I think the last question was like having to do with your like how it plays into your self-confidence, and I think self-confidence is really all about trusting yourself, and so maybe we should do a confidence booster program. Does that sound cool to you guys? I think I could write something up about that. But yeah, interesting share. I don't 100% resonate, but I wouldn't deny your experience by any means. I know that that's probably fairly common. And Simply Callie says, yes, I trust others more than myself. So you see, it's very common. I always doubt myself and my own abilities. Well, hopefully we can break out of that. I mean, I'm curious. Curious why you doubt yourself. I mean, is it because of past failures? Is it, does it have to do with like a belief that's hidden inside of you? Something to pick apart and explore, because I mean, even though it, that's not the best feeling thought to, realize that you don't trust yourself or that you doubt yourself. But if you're brave enough to pick it apart, I think you might find that, you have probably a lot of reasons to trust yourself. I mean, you're still here, you're still alive, right? And so if you've made it that long, you're at least, somewhat proficient in taking care of yourself. But yeah, I don't want to downplay your experience there. But I think that, if that's a common feeling, yeah, I'm definitely going to try to put together a confidence booster program. Sean says, I use intuition. I also look if they apologize or are able to recover after confronted. Do they show sound judgment, and can I follow their thought paths? And are they willing to share their thought paths? Interesting. That's, I hadn't even touched that, like in my writing, like just the ability to apologize. I mean, I guess that's, I did touch on humility in mine, which, is, I guess, adjacent to that. But yeah, like being able to admit when you're wrong or you messed up is hugely important. And like, you would almost think that that would like lend you or lead you to not trust somebody, like because they messed up. But I think like it's actually a pretty attractive quality to be able to acknowledge that, because everyone's human. I think that hopefully everybody, can give a little bit of forbearance to people who mess up, particularly if they're willing to, admit that and improve on that situation, especially for the sake of your relationship. So cool share. Thanks, Sean. Kina says, I realized that I don't know the signs to for because so many times I thought I could trust someone. They showed me their true colors. Yeah, it's tough when people are, sneaky snakes. It's really tough when you've given your trust to someone and they betray that. I mean, I know I'm not alone in that experience because I know I'm familiar with some of the shares that we've had in past journaling sessions, particularly in relationships. I mean, if you've ever been done wrong, especially in the area of your heart, it can be really tough to trust people, and it can really throw you for a loop, especially if you've dealt with somebody that's like been gaslighting you or something like that, where it totally messes with and warps your reality, and if your reality, your sense of what is true is off, then we were talking about how like a lot of this is like rooted in just sensing truth, and if you're unable to do that, I can imagine how challenging that would be. So I mean, for me, the way I kind of broke out of that was just by putting myself around good people. I really thought I wasn't going to recover in terms of like my heart and romantically after a really, really, really tough betrayal in a relationship. And, fortunately that was a long time ago. And so, time helps, but also like I didn't really break out of that funk until I had just, first off, cut off the people who are, just negative and negatively influencing your life. Not to say you cut off anybody who's got any degree of negativity, because then we wouldn't have anybody left. But we all have those people you shouldn't be messing with. So you get them out and just surround yourself by good people who can reflect your own truth back at you. Because sometimes, even though you don't realize what you're putting out, or maybe you're not confident in what you're putting out, surrounding yourself with good people will reflect your own goodness back onto you. And also, it's just great to have good counsel. I mean, that was something else that I was writing about here is like, it's really awesome when you do have people in your life that you can trust, because it really helps with making decisions, and also just loneliness. Like it's like if you only trust yourself, which has been a challenge for me sometimes, it can be lonely because I'm an ambitious guy, right? I try to take on all sorts of projects, and when I don't have people to share that with, or bounce ideas off of it, it's a lot harder because you just feel like you just feel alone. And so that would be my advice. I think just surrounding yourself with good people. Hopefully you have at least a core group of good, trustworthy people, and even if that's a small group, hang out with them until it spirals out. Try to radiate that goodness until it attracts some more into your life. Teacher says, I keep my circles small to avoid trust issues. With new people, I look for consistent behavior and how they interact with others, depending on where they're going to be in your life. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was just touching on. So yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. I have to see realness and honesty before I can trust you into my circle. I'm very protective of my space and who can be in it. Yeah, that's important. It's like, it's like keeping house. If you don't lock your doors, if you let them open, you keep the windows open all the time, the good AC is going to get out and the bugs are going to get in. Listen to me trying to land this plane with a metaphor. But I think we are onto something there. It's important. I think it's important to, kind of be the bouncer and, hopefully there's enough, there's enough of a standard that you can abide by that will allow good people and good things to come into your life. So, if at all you're feeling like you don't have your world could be bigger, then maybe loosen the reins a little bit. But I think you're probably all right, darling. You're in good company. All right. It definitely takes me a while to trust someone new, especially as I get older. Yeah, well, you've had experience. It's real easy to be naive and just trust everybody when, everything's all fun and games and stuff. But yeah, no, as you get older, things get more serious. There's real stakes at play. Then, yeah, I mean, you're right to take a little while to trust people. Let's see, Sean, the level of trust I have with others directly and significantly correlate with the level that let them close to real matters of the heart. Let me read that again. The level of trust I have with others directly and significantly correlate with the level that let them close to real matters of the heart. I'm not 100% sure I'm following. I'm sorry, Sean. Darlene, if you hurt me or let me down once, I won't let it happen again. Yeah, well, fool me once, right? Yeah, and that's what Callie said. Awesome. All right, I'm like way behind here. Let me look here. Trust requires exposing vulnerabilities. Yeah, it's okay to be vulnerable. But if somebody takes advantage of your vulnerability, those are the people you cut off. Or at least you have a stern talking to about it. All right, let's see. Okay, Sean said there are a lot of really good people out there, so thank you mentioning that. Yeah, of course. Darlene says, God is the only one I put 100% of my trust in, and he has never failed me, even if things did not go my way. It all worked out in the end. Yeah, well, I know we have people from different spiritual walks of life here, but I did some reflecting on that as well. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why people find comfort in religion, and spirituality is just particularly if you've just brushed up against conditional love, which we all do, because all of us put, we're not perfect. We put conditions on and expectations on people, and instead of just loving like until it hurts, right? And again, nobody's perfect, but I think that when you have that experience of when you have that experience of somebody betraying your trust, because of that conditional nature of the way that they give or even receive love, I think that that's what sort of led me to pursue my own personal spirituality a little bit more deeply, because I think sort of the promise there is an unconditional love and something that's pure, because it recognizes the wholeness of everything. And if it's all whole, it's all one, then it's just inherently wrong to, I guess, to perceive an other to do sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because I got a text message. Anyway, yeah, I forget where I was going with that, but anyway, yeah, I think that was sort of like the allure of spirituality and religion for me, is just that you can tap into that unconditional love and hopefully aspire to replicate it. Let's see. Jenny or Genny, I'm not totally sure. I think you said Genny one time. Sorry if I forgot. I don't do well with trusting myself. I feel like failure. Well, okay. So that's something to take a look at, right? Because I guarantee you there are things that that are well within your control, within your competency, and if there's something that can be improved upon, I think all it takes is a willingness to take a look at it, but also be kind to yourself, because unfortunately not everybody is going to do that for you. It's great to find those people that you love and trust, but I think everything kind of starts with your own center. And so, yeah, I mean, I think we really need to do that confidence boosting program for sure. Like the more I see these, not that I'm like always Mr. Confident, but I think I would personally benefit from something like that. And I think that if we actually took the time to look at our our life's experience and in the right way, I think that that's kind of the beauty of prompting is I can probably help us tease out some of the good bits in our lives that make us feel good about how we're showing up in the world, which is important. June says I need to get some projects going and trust God for sure. God never lets Keena down. Mary says, I'm glad that Proverbs states, trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. Yeah, my own understanding is an idiot sometimes. Mine too, right? Like sometimes I lose my train of thought on a live while I'm trying to lead people to the wisdom. But yeah, I think that's definitely a powerful proverb for sure. And Darlene says you have to always remember that human beings are just that, human beings with flaws. So never put all your trust in anyone. You have to believe that you are the best at knowing what is right for you, even if no one else agrees. I think that I'm the smartest person I know. Well, sometimes you got to toot your own horn, I guess. All right, folks. Well, we've come up on just over an hour here, so I'm trying to keep these things a little tighter lately. So we're gonna call it here. Actually, I know some of you guys were maybe hoping for a raffle tonight, but I actually want to save it because I've got some new stuff heading to the warehouse. We almost sold out of all of our stickers, by the way. So if you were jonesing to get one of those stickers, there are only a few left of those. So check those out. But yeah, we've been doing pretty good in the store. I'm really excited about it. So thanks for everybody that has supported that initiative. And yeah, we'll do some fun giveaways in the future, but I've got some journal party stuff headed to the shop soon. And I'm thinking, like, if we're gonna give stuff away, let's give away like the official journal party stuff, right? So yeah, we're gonna hang on and hopefully do that next week. All right. Tammy says boundaries for me help with trust. Keena had a great time. And Darlene, love this tonight. What's this store? What is the store? Okay, so the store is just journalparty.com. If you go there, we actually just launched a journal supply store. So I tried to source things that were from local and smaller makers, stuff that was made with quality in mind, stuff that supports small business. So we're not just giving all our money to Amazon and that who then gives all of our money to China. So I don't know, trying to keep it in-house a little bit, but I sourced some really great stuff. So yeah, check it out, journalparty.com. We've got all sorts of cool journals up there, some guided journaling stuff, stickers, pens, but yeah, we're selling a lot faster than I thought. So I'm going to have to stock it up even further. So yeah, check it out. All right. Darlene says, enjoy spending this time with you all. Cool. All right. Well, everyone, it's been awesome. I really love spending this time with you all, and can't thank you enough for showing up and making this party what it is. So we've got some really cool ideas for upcoming programs. We've got some really great stuff showing up in the shop, and actually coming up this Monday is going to be the 100th episode of the Journal Party podcast, hosted by yours truly. So I got to come up with like a really fun episode to celebrate the 100th episode. That's crazy. I did this 100 weeks in a row. Like, do you believe that? I don't believe that. I mean, maybe that's why I trust myself. I trust myself to show up, at least for this project, because it means so much to me. And, again, it only means so much to me because, it means a lot to you guys and you guys actually show up. And so I will continue to show up for you. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your evening, wonderful rest of your week. And, well,